What is the most bizarre thing you've caught yourself doing after your brain's autopilot misfired? 1. I picked up my toothbrush to brush my teeth, but I also had the urge to pee, so I obviously tossed my toothbrush into the toilet. 2. I took the metro home, then realized I drove to work. That was a long night. 3. Cup of coffee in left hand, phone in the right hand. Go to my room, take a sip of my phone and throw coffee on the bed. 4. I sat there at an intersection in suburban Palo Alto at 11 p.m., patiently waiting for the stop sign to change. 5. Rubbed aftershave in my hair and put gel on my face. The worst part was that after I put the aftershave in my hair, I laughed at myself and thought, what was all that about? And then added the hair gel to my skin. 6. Was jogging late at night. A guy reached out his hand in front of me as I passed. I high-fived him. Turns out he was hailing a taxi. 7. Drove 20 minutes to my old house after I moved, was just zoning out. 8. As a teenager, I worked at McDonald's. My McDonald's was 24 hours, and during the summer, I worked the overnight shift. My sleep schedule would get all messed up. My parents woke me up for dinner one evening. I zombie walked to the table and sat down. My dad asked me to say grace. I bow my head and say, "Thank you for choosing McDonald's, may I take your order?" 9. I meant to put a brand new roll of toilet paper on the roll and instead just plopped it in the toilet. 10. I went to the backyard to bring the dog into the house. Autopilot moved my feet 10 or so steps out the door, telling the dog to come in. My brain then caught up and remembered the dog was in bed, and I was indeed approaching a black bear that was eating watermelon rinds from the trash can. 11. Trying to get into a random person's car because I thought it was my friend's. The person whose car I was attempting to break into was very terrified. 12. Walked into the bathroom at work to pee, and instead of unzipping my fly, I unbuttoned my shirt, took it off, then took off my white undershirt as well. Then realized I was standing shirtless at a urinal. 13. Jumped out of bed frantically and put my clothes on. Brushed all the stuff on my floor under my bed. Paused, and realized it's 3 a.m. in the morning and I don't have school. I'm 23. 14. My sister had a brain fart and left the water running in the kitchen. I went to turn it off, and flipped the kitchen light switch. Repeatedly. Then started cussing when the switch wouldn't cut the water off. Then got my toolbox and started taking the faceplate off the light switch so I could see why it wasn't cutting the water off. At that point my other sister, who witnessed all of this, kindly pointed out that I had lost my ever-loving mind and cut the water off herself.